Author Colleen Hoover's highly anticipated film adaptation to one of her most popular books from 2016 is here. It ends with us. It's time to talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Klep Napier from wearecritix.com, and today we are here to talk about, breakdown, and review the highly anticipated film adaptation of one of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novels, It Ends With Us. That's right, it stars Blake Lively and also stars the director of this film, Justin Baldoni. He is the director, and he also plays opposite of Blake Lively in this. And it also has Jenny Slate, who a lot of people will probably remember from SNL. I believe she was in the 35th season of SNL, so people will remember that. It also has Hasan Minhaj is in this as well, and then it has Brandon Skellner as well in this film. And before I talk about what I thought about this film, let me break down a little bit about what it's about. And full disclosure for all of you out there, I have not read these books. I have not read this novel. I haven't read, I think there's another one called It Starts With Us. I haven't read that as well, but I know people that have. And I made it a point after I watched this film. I was surrounded by a lot of women who were big fans. I took to them. I jumped into their little huddles. I'm brave enough. And I asked questions. I said, give me some of the similarities and some of the differences. Let me know. Break it down for me. So I will tell you, before I talk about what I think about this film, let me tell you what it's about. Despite what the trailers may show you, this is not for... the trailers, I feel like, were designed for the fans. Hands down. I watched the trailer one time, and I had absolutely no idea what this film was about. I knew Blake Lively was in it. I knew it was a romance kind of film. I knew there was some drama involved. For me, it was more of just a human interest piece. It was a piece about human behavior, and those are the kind of dramas and stories that I like. So I was already drawn in it because I had Blake in it, and it looked like something that had some substance to it. And then I heard ramblings about the book and what it was and things of that nature. So I got pulled in that way. The trailer doesn't tell you much, but this story is heavily revolving around domestic abuse and a very abusive relationship. So I want to give people fair warning before you go out and see this movie. There could be some triggering things going on if you're not a fan of the book and you don't know the book. But I'm pretty sure a lot of fans are going to be going out to see this, so they're going to know what it's about. I don't have to really get into more than what it is. I mean, it is flat out a story about, it's a drama, light humor, but it's primarily a drama about a very violent relationship between Blake Lively and Justin's character in the film. There is a little bit of a backstory with Blake's character that ties in very well. She had a previous relationship. She's had a rocky, weird relationship with her parents because of their past. And it all plays into what's going on. I don't want to spoil too much. So what did I think about It Ends With Us? Full disclosure, when I'm telling you what I think about this film, I might lightly get into spoilers, just based off of the things they do in this movie to make it stand out from the book. That's about it. I'm not going to tell you what happens or whatever. I'm just going to give you a gist of how they flipped it a little bit so that you can understand the differences of what you may already know or what you don't know and what to expect when you go into this film. I loved this movie a lot. Let's not talk about the star power. Like, Blake is pretty much the only person in this movie that I really, really, really know, other than Jenny Slate, but I barely know her. But Blake is like the star power in this movie. And coming off the hype of her husband's $1 billion film right now, this could not have dropped at a much better time for her. But aside of that, let's talk about the character chemistry, because the chemistry in this film, the slow burn in the lead up, because it does have a very slow burn in the beginning, but it's necessary. Everything in this is necessary. They want you to kind of fall in love with the people that you come in contact with, that you meet in the story, and you will be gaga, especially if, like I said, if you don't know the book. I can't speak for people that know the book, but me as a person on the outside looking in, I went in wanting to know what was going on, so I paid attention, and I really fell in love with the relationships of everyone that's involved in this. The chemistry between everyone is outstanding. Like, from Blake's character to Justin's character. Blake's character by name is Lily Bloom. That's her real name in the story, in the film. And then Ryle is Justin's character, who is the director. So Lily and Ryle, their chemistry, man, I was rooting for these guys. I'm telling, like, the whole time I'm like, this is some smooth shit. It's smooth. There's some smooth shit going on, and between the two of them, like, there's a lot of banter that's very like uh quick and witty and cute, and the chemistry was, they nailed that. Then you get a gist of like a past relationship with Blake's character Lily, and even that chemistry, like everyone in this film, just their chemistry this is an ensemble that just belong together in this film. It worked very well for me. I want to jump into a little bit of the differences of the book from what I was told by fans from and what I got when I watched this film, because for me the change from the book is what I thought was so dope. So dope. We've seen a lot of domestic violent films. I know I have. I don't know about everyone, but I know a lot of people have seen it. Like, we had Enough with J Lo. Trying to think, Sleeping with the Enemy, Fear. There's been a lot of them in many iterations, and a lot of times you get the straight up in your face. Every what's going on, what's happening is what's happening. What I really loved about this film, what they changed, was that, and I don't want to spoil the feeling, but I gave you warning. So if you don't want to know, step away, come back. They tell the story from the perspective of the victim. And what I mean by that is, anyone who's ever been a victim, my heart goes out to you, especially if you stuck around longer than you should have, will understand. They tell the story from that perspective, where for a while I was rooting for them, and I didn't. There's a moment where an abuse happens, and Blake's character has visible scars. But when they show it to us, it completely is shot as an accident. Like, clear cut. You're like, that's damn, fuck. You're like, you feel bad because you're like, these guys are so great, and something stupid happened, and you already know in your mind, yo, when they go out to public, people are probably gonna look at them weird because something happened, and and it was a misunderstanding. Yo, they mind fuck me. So halfway through the movie, I'm like, wait a minute, this is happening. This is happening a little bit. A lot of accidents are happening. So then you're like, oh my God, they're showing you her cover up. They're showing you her perspective of how she's sweeping it under the rug, but that's not really what it is. Like, dude, I was kind of like, that's dope. That was dope. It made me enjoy it more because of it wasn't just like the typical storytelling. And I thought that was like the brilliant thing about the movie, and I picked up on it. I mean, after a while, you'll snap out of it. You'll be like, nah, this ain't an accident. It's like, nah, it's not an accident. But I just like that that's how they approached me with it. That's how I was able to kind of dive into the story, where I was like, almost like, no, it's a misunderstanding, because something happens when, people see the bruises, and they're like, no, damn, people don't know they don't know their relationship. Like, I'm literally in the place of the victim, making excuses for some shit that I don't even, hats off hats off. The screen shout out to the screenwriters for that. I thought it was just really brilliant. Yeah, and then it's a lengthy movie. It's about like 2 hours and 10 minutes. But if you're there for the story, you're gonna be there for the ride. And the wrap up, I heard that the wrap up is different. The ending, and I also heard that uh they trim it down a lot, because in the book I believe there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of unsure of what go left, go right type of stuff. And a lot of people were like, they kind of like, they make it very movie like. They couldn't do a 3 hour, 4 hour movie, so they pretty much get to the point. You're in it, but you're not in it a lot. You're not. It gets emotional. They play with all the characters. You empathize, but still get slapped in the face with reality with everyone, and I mean everyone. Like you're gonna be like, but then you're gonna be like, but fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get a lot of roller coaster of emotions in this film. And I mean, at least I did. That's the expectation I'm giving you. For me, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. It definitely doesn't glorify anything, because I know a lot of people are afraid of this romanticizing domestic abuse. And no, but it definitely sheds a light on it, and it definitely takes care of these characters and the integrity of the storytelling. And I think a lot of you will be satisfied with the way that it ends. I think so. I think you will. And it like I said, it's not going to be the exact same thing that you've read in the book, but I think it's good enough for those. Appreciate this for those who don't know. I understand this is you guys' baby, and you love the book, you love the story, but they got to make it movie. They got to make it movie like, and they got to make it make sense for the people who were visual learners. You know what I mean? So I think bring somebody along with you who's not familiar, and I think you'll enjoy it better watching it through their eyes. And then you can sit and talk about the differences of the book in the movie. But overall, I think this movie is fire. I think that everybody should check this out, especially if you're going through anything similar, or know someone going through something similar. And I hope you're not, but yes, that's just my take on It Ends With Us, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know how excited you are to see this film. If you didn't even, because I know some people that don't even know about this movie, and I was kind of shocked because I've been seeing this trailer for a while. And yeah, I had to put a few people on. But yeah, like, comment, share, make sure you subscribe, let me know. And of course, for more movie news, television news, and pop culture, check out wearecritix.com. And I'll talk to you all later. Peace.